Hello, fellow wannabe showrunners, and welcome to another Wannabe Showrunners, the show where we show you how much we want to be showrunners. I'm Scott LaFlush, and I'm here with Ty Skinner.
How's it going, Scott?
Not bad. Feeling a little sad right now.
Why is that?
Because if you look right below us, it's not Thursday night. I messed up. Shame on me. Some technical difficulties right at the gate.
As we always like to say, we're showing you how the show gets run right here. We're live show running. That's the whole point of it. It's Wiki Pics, which is a brand new thing we're trying, right?
Yep.
First episode ever. If you're here, you're witnessing history.
History.
Wikistry. No.
But this is... Yeah, so what is this that we're doing?
I don't know. It's your invention.
No, you came up with this.
I think you did.
No, you're the one who's like, I'm the one who said that we should do something on Wikipedia. And you're the one who suggested this.
So, and actually, I think what's happened here is we're going to have to throw this away and do a whole new thing, because I'm just getting word now from a top secret production we've been working on. They're shooting right now without the script. They got started, we just signed on recently, but they're shooting right now.
Yep.
And they just sent us some production stills from that, and we're going to have to come up with, work backwards, try and figure out what's going on in the story and try and come up with... So, I'm sorry, we can't do this WikiPix idea, but instead we're going to have to do this idea of working on these pictures that we've been sent from an in-production.
And where do you think that production is? Wikipedia.
No.
and it's a pic. It's
No.
WikiPics.
We're going to have to work on this. No, we're not going to be playing game. Usually on Saturday nights, we're trying to be a little bit sillier. We're trying to play a game. Tonight we can't. We're going to be fully professional, as you said right before the stream started. Fully professional. We're just going to have to get to work. So, sorry, we're going to cancel the game. Okay, let's click over to Wikipedia and see what these production stills that are in progress.
You're going to hate this.
What?
You're going to hate it. I know what it is.
You've cheated.
I had to. No, I had to. You know why?
Why?
Because I had to size it up.
Okay, so what is this? No, it's not that.
What? This is today's featured picture.
Oh, featured picture is that? Okay, well, so it's a cartoon.
No, you see, that's where I knew you were gonna go with was cartoon automatically.
Yeah, because it's
animated. Correct. But what makes it say? Why do you have to? You know what? For some reason, this makes me feel Cheers. When I see this,
oh, you think more this is they've been working on the opening credits today.
Yeah.
Okay. I see that. So, today they spent some time working on the opening credits for this, what? It's orchestra based?
It's about a composer.
It's about a composer. It's like Mozart in the Jungle.
Why in the jungle?
This is the name of the show.
Oh, I see. I thought you were like making a point about this.
No, that's the name of a show that's on.
No, okay.
But now Cheers also, the opening credits are kind of retro, because they're showing what basically the decorations on the walls of Cheers are, but now it's an updated version of that. So it doesn't actually have to, this could be stylized as well, and then we're actually seeing something like, it's like a music teacher, or like a...
What if it's like a modern day music producer?
Okay.
Like a modern day composer, really.
Modern day composer, but then so the what's it called? The people in the front, they're not actual characters.
No, like this would be a still frame of like.
You know what I mean, though? In Cheers, like, we're going over and it's like an old school businessman in a tux, but it's supposed to represent kind of norm. And you know what I mean? Like, they're kind of going through these, like, the stereotypes from the 20s or from the Norman Rockwell times, but now they're updating them for the Cheers.
Yeah, the fans that are because this is people in the orchestra playing.
Yeah, exactly.
So that'd be people that would be represent the people that are in the show.
Okay.
Maybe. Okay. I don't know.
Like, when I think of a modern day producer, I don't think he's as much working with, but I don't know as much about that industry.
But that's kind of what I want it to be, like a modern day composer.
Okay.
I'm thinking like somebody like think of like a friend of the streams. She like the type of people that she would be hanging out with.
Oh, okay. So it is like it's just in the modern times, but it is like a classical music, but maybe it's someone who's trying
to do something modern on classical music.
Okay.
Like trying to modernize classical music to get it radio played almost.
Right. Okay, I'm following this. And what is he at, like a house? Is he like a real misanthrope, or is he more of a he's like a genius, right? That's why I keep on because then I'm gonna suggest the Good Doctor, which is the opposite of house, but still that kind
It has to be somebody who I feel like it's somebody who came up through. No, okay. There's two ways we can do this, or there's many ways. There's two ways that I got right now in my head.
Okay.
We can either go the route of, that he's classically trained, or that he's modernly trained, and somebody is trying to teach him the classic ways. You know what I mean? Like there's either that he already has the gifts and he's trying to break into the modern scene, or that he's already modern and somebody's like it's like the like Step It Up or whatever, where like you have either the ballerina dancer who's trying to be street dancer, or street dancer who's trying to be a ballerina dancer.
Right.
Ballet dancer, like ballerina dancer.
What if it's that he has that figured out?
Has what figured out?
Like his whole music persona is like is all baked in. He doesn't have to learn. There's no learning journey of that. But
where is he? So he's.
It's like a interpersonal thing. You know what I mean? Like it's how does he survive in that world? Maybe not. I don't know. But to me, that's the thing. I could picture kind of like a.
This would be an art piece. This has to be like an art piece. Because you would do like the music, and it's like a better depressed, like you do the stereotypes of a depressed, but he's not actually depressed or something like that.
Yeah. It's like, that's what it's like a Mr. Robot type of like feeling, like of a.
And what, do you have him... He's got... The big thing is, I feel like he has to... The big introduction that he's really... And it's not, like... I'm pretty sure there's... there's got to be some people who are doing this already. So, like, for me to be saying that it's his... But he's the one who makes it go mainstream. Is the whole point. He brings... I feel like he's bringing electronica into the classical.
Okay. This is not a thing already?
No, that's what I mean. It's clearly already a thing, but he's bringing that to the mainstream.
Okay.
He's not the first to do this,
right.
Obviously. He's just the first to do this mainstream.
Right.
Or not really the first to do this mainstream. He's just the new, like really, the person who I keep thinking of is Avicii.
Right.
This is really kind of like an Avicii type, or Skrillex kind of type story. But with think that like, see, the way I'm trying to think of it is that Skrillex song that like was done by an orchestra, where it's like all of his songs kind of put together in one like suite.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I feel like this guy is kind of composer by day, DJ by night type thing.
Yeah, I think he's our protagonist, but I don't think he's our POV.
No.
I think the thing right now that I'm seeing is like, yeah,
I like that.
I want to make this like a brilliant person, right? So I keep, like I said, I threw the house earlier. It's like a Sherlock Holmes. You want a Watson. You want someone to see how brilliant they are, and then like yeah.
What if it's not even like a Watson?
What do you mean?
What if it's like somebody who is even lower down the peg? What if it's like a second chair? Like, what if it's our POV is a rookie who's coming in to the orchestra type thing?
I feel like you lose some of your story that you're trying to tell here, though. If you're not going to put them right next to your...
But that's the thing. Is she's hanging out with him at the clubs. This is a young person. This is a new young person who's coming into the scene, and it's like, or maybe that's it. Maybe our point of view is the person who, like, our composer is trying to bring under his wings from the DJ side, and introducing into the classical world.
Yeah, I think that's something. I don't want to put it in a love story.
No, I think it's a protege story. I think this.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I'm trying to, because I'm running through. I'm like, oh, if it's a protege story, I don't want to make it a. Because I do feel
it shouldn't be a love story.
Yeah,
it should feel like. It should feel very much like Miyagi and Danielson type thing.
I don't think so, though. I think it should feel more like
Splinter and the Ninja Turtles.
Because Splinter and the Ninja Turtles are like Splinter is like perfect, like you know what I mean, like, and he's much wise and he's established. Same with, I guess Miyagi is a good example because he's a janitor. But, like, he doesn't get the respect from the people around. And Daniel's kind of going in and also fighting for his respect. Yeah, that's probably a good one. But I think their age difference is much lower.
Yeah, no, their age difference is the same. Or pretty damn close.
Yeah.
I want them to be, like...
But he's classically trained. Like, he's been through whatever the best, like, I want to say Juilliard, whatever that. And he's like, we got to give him an instrument, too. That's just I think it's a cello or something. Whatever whatever Sherlock Holmes plays. That's what but he's a composer first. And he likes her electronica style.
The instrument, yeah.
Probably the violin. Like, I think he's a multi-instrumentalist.
Yeah, no, he's definitely a multi-instrumentalist, but that, 100% he is. He can just play music.
Yeah.
But that's not the question. It's what's his because his instrument of choice for composing is obviously going to be the piano. But it's...
Holmes plays the violin. Yeah. To me, that's...
But I don't want it to be the violin. I liked what you said about the cello. Cello got me a little bit. I kind of want... I kind of like the... Now, again, I'm not... I kind of like the idea of a more obscure or, like, some kind of different instrument than what you would normally see.
Okay. I think that makes sense.
Yeah. But not too wacky.
No. It can't be. It's got to be something he got through that world in. Right? He's got through that entire...
Okay, what about...
It's gonna have the beats of a love story, though. That's why we gotta be careful.
What about the bagpipes?
Maybe he's gay. Maybe there's something to that. Maybe we just quash this love story because it's gonna have the beats of him stealing her away from her world and trying to lift her up and that kind of. It's gonna have people are gonna read this as a love story unless we do something to fight it.
Why are people gonna read this as a love story? Why does it have to be a guy and a girl?
It doesn't have to be a guy and a girl.
You seem to keep putting it...
You're the one who said the protege was a girl. It could be a girl and a girl. What?
I never said the protege was a girl.
You started using female pronouns.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I feel like you did. And I just got trapped in it. But, okay, anyways. Yeah. So, what would be a cool instrument?
Oh, I don't know.
Could it be drums? Could it be, some type of percussion?
Sure.
Like, we watched our friend play some pretty cool drum sets that were out there. It could be something like that.
Definitely.
And that's why, because it also goes, that's the thing, is that also goes with the electronica DJing. drumming in that, like, it's the
Maybe
same...
he's going deaf too.
Oh, I like that.
Because the drummers, that's the kind of thing, right? I like this kind of like I
And
always
it just feels it.
like I think of like Hamilton of like, oh, why do you write like you're running out of time? Like, give him a deadline. Give him like, oh, this like he's on a purpose, not an actual deadline.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
We establish it in the first episode.
yeah,
That, like, we establish in the first episode that he's realizing he's not, like, he plays, and, like, we kill the note when, like, in the audio, like, he's playing a note, and
that's his call to action, right? That's his like, oh, all of a sudden, this is he's living both lives, and that's his call to action. Like, he's got to sew them together. That's like that's when he goes back for the protege. That's when he goes to, like, that's his whole, we don't see the plan, but, like, that's the moment of his plan starting to come together when he realizes that. Because all of a sudden, he's like, yeah, it's like a man who realizes he's dying. You know what I mean? Like, he sees his own mortality, and he's going to take a drastic action to do something.
But he's not actually dying.
No.
Yeah.
And he actually could still even, like, there's stuff, but you know what I mean? He just knows it's never going to be the same until it, for whatever, the music that he loves.
I could see that's the way you play it, is he's playing the piano, and it's like, and then he's like, and then, like, you're playing it, and, like, a note's silent, and then he's, like, hitting the, and we're not hearing any audio to that note while we can clearly see him hitting the thing, and he's, like, panicking because he can't hear that note. I think that's just the way to show the audience that he's going deaf. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
It's not to tell, because how would somebody, like, you don't tell, like, a doctor wouldn't be like, hey, you're going deaf.
Because he's like, I don't think it's like that.
It'd be something.
Like, he's trying to ignore it at first. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the thing. I feel like it'd be one of those.
Well, because we discuss it with whoever has that experience to figure out what it actually would like. Yeah, sure. But yeah, I know just what you mean. Like, that kind of.
I know there's,
we're
like,
seeing
a
through his
ringing
perspective,
and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I think this is good. I'm excited about this. Okay, should we start writing stuff down?
In a second.
Okay.
Okay, so we got it. Okay, yeah, no, I guess go ahead and start writing stuff down.
Okay. A story of a modern day musical prodigy who graduated from Juilliard. And, like, not just at like at the age of, like, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, that's the level of prodigy. Like, a full. That's how we set up the Miyagi thing. Is like, yeah. Is a legendary composer. At nights, he puts on one of those, like, heads. He's like Deadmau 5 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And DJ's sets at.
No, he just DJs, like,
Yeah, DJ sets.
He just DJ sets. He's at different places. He doesn't have a.
Yeah.
And this is where he makes his actual money. Like,
he has a drug problem?
Yes.
Because we keep on going to Sherlock Holmes.
Yes.
Right, this is, like, where he spends his money, too. Like, this is, like, the... Yeah. People don't... Because he's up 24/7, basically. He's not sleeping, like, that kind of, like...
Yeah.
Coke?
No, MDMA.
Okay.
And I guess Coke, like, he just has a drug problem.
Yeah, one day he when he discovers he is losing his hearing, he formulates the realization makes him.
Now, is he doing... Here's a question. I don't want... because I want to squish this. He's not doing DJ sets behind his parents' back or anything like that. It's not...
I think he is. I think specifically his parents. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
I feel like that's too cliche.
What do you mean?
That's why I wanted to squash this. Is I feel like that's too cliche of a character of the one who's playing he's classically trained music and has to go behind his parents' back to play rock and roll.
But I think
that just is that is a big cliche, and
it's
I kind of wanted to be the thing of maybe his parents aren't around or something like that. Maybe he's old. Okay. He's old enough that his parents aren't a thing. He doesn't talk to his parents.
Okay, we could do that
or something like. I just don't want to have that cliche of that he's high. That this is. I feel like if he's hiding his identity, it's so that he can keep his
academic credentials and that kind of stuff.
It's.
I think he might have a.
It's not for fan. I don't want it to be that his parents are judgmental, snooty people that are. I just feel like that's over cliche.
What if we leave his parents then? But what if we give him a significant other that he has to hide it from? Or is that too hard?
I think it's I like it that he's trying to hide it from he's trying to hide it from the people that is Do
you feel like the stakes aren't high enough then?
But the stakes aren't. That's not what the stake is. I feel like you're adding a stake in the mask when there shouldn't really be necessarily be a stake in the mask.
I think that the thing
is the stakes. That's not what this.
I think the thing is
the drugs are more the stakes.
I think the thing is right off the bat, is that he feels like he has to keep his lives so segregated, right? That's the thing. Is then when he starts to sew them together, it's such a the more we have to say, he has one life, he needs a second life partition.
Yeah, but we don't have to have them him hiding it from a significant other or his parents. He could be hiding it from his boss, and I think that's the more way to be going than.
I just don't think he has I think
from the it's not even his boss. From the he's trying to hide it from the fans of his composing. These snooty adults that wouldn't like that he does DJing as well as composing music.
I agree with that. I just feel like it's hard to represent. It's easier to give him someone who one character who represents that. And I agree. Maybe if we give him hippie parents, but then what if he doesn't live with his significant other? But what if he's dating someone kind of a power thing? What if it's it's someone who's what if he's dating the first chair? Or someone he works with, and that's because when you're in that world of academia, the whole world is that academia.
But I don't want it to be academia. You're thinking too much like our friend. I'm still thinking of the person who's running the San Francisco Orchestra.
Yeah, I think that's a similar world.
Yeah, but. They don't have to. I guess they would be still doing. They'd be working through the universities generally.
I mean, maybe not. I don't know how they're set up.
I feel like this guy, our main character, is doing this on his own still. Or he started in a university type thing, composing music, but really no. The whole point is that he's doing this. As his own production. He doesn't have he goes to he's doing this at essentially the NAC type thing and stuff like that.
But I think the NAC has a museum director and a arts, and I think they have the NAC orchestra patrons and that. I think it's still a similar world.
Yeah, he's in the world, but he's not it's not the whole thing is the way I see it is if it gets found out that he's worried. And again, there's there's no. I don't feel like there's much concept because that's not what the story should be about. Is this secret world that he's living?
No, but the
I feel like the whole. Yeah, I feel like the whole thing was. We weren't telling his story. We were telling the story of the other person, and I feel like we got sidetracked on this. And
no.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're telling too much. Like, I don't want to be telling the story of him being like the secret of about this from his parents.
We can give up the parents, but
or even a loved one.
But that's like
I feel like that's the type of stuff that our main characters
let
would
me
not
say
know.
a sentence, please. I just think that the story is that him melding these two worlds together, right? It's the thing of the struggles between melding the two worlds together and meeting resistance from both. It's the story we just watched on Whatever's Explained of like, oh, you have this one genre, you have this other genre, and you have resistance from the fans and you have resistance from the people in the industry and that kind.
And the resistance from the fans and the people in the industry is what I want to show, not from his family. I feel like I don't want to even have his family involved in the story. I think it's better if he's like, he rejected his family and is just doing his own thing. Or his family died or something. But I just feel like it's better, like, I feel like it's too over cliche of a thing of, oh, I'm doing this secret, like, I'm going against my family's will to get into the more mainstream genre. And it's like, I don't know, I just find it's overplayed in so many stories. I really do.
Yeah.
And same thing with hiding it from your wife or hiding... I think the only thing that... I feel like if we're going to go down that path, it's that he's hiding it from his fans.
Yeah, it just... It doesn't punch like having a
it
character.
Shouldn't have the punch. It shouldn't have the punch. We're not trying to make that story.
Because we're trying to tell the story of, are you crazy trying to bring this in here, right? Like, and who's telling him that? His fans? But we don't have a character who's his fans. He's going to be scrolling Twitter? That's a pretty, like, we want someone who's
maybe
really...
he's not legendary, though. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's the problem that we're having on this. Maybe he's just a kid composer, like a person who was a child prodigy. There's millions of them.
Yeah.
Not millions, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like, they become less special as there's more of them. And I'm not trying to, like, no, congratulations to all, like, good job on music, like, being a child prodigy and that. I'm not trying to... But the point I'm trying to say is that... he doesn't have to be, like, have fans in the music composing worlds to begin with. He could be on the start of that world as well.
Okay.
That was originally how I was thinking it from the start. But...
Like, I feel like what you're trying to write now, though, is a musical. Because the only way to, like, you know what I mean? Like... if it's on the strength, if it's a story of how good he is as a music producer and how
I'm trying to, but the story should be told, like, as you said, told not through his eyes. He's not the main character. He wouldn't be the main character. But then that takes away a lot of this, because if the stakes aren't on him, the stakes are on this new person, and maybe that's it. Maybe we have him bringing instead of him bringing somebody from the nightclub world to the classical world, he brings somebody from the classical world to the nightclub world.
To me, that feels like it's way overdone. To me, that feels like the number one thing of Step Up or like that kind of like.
But no, usually it's the other way around.
Not
usually it's you bring the person and you like.
I feel like it's been done both ways, though. I feel like it's Happy Gilmore. It's like... I don't know. To me, that feels like a... And, like, when I said...
I guess the point I'm trying to make... Either way, the point I'm trying to make is the stakes shouldn't be on our composer. The stakes should be on this new person that's our point of view.
What I had said, though, just to clarify, is that the composer should be the main character. But the point of view should be like our Watson. Right? Like, usually it's not Watson's stakes. It's still how Holmes' stakes. It's just you don't see all the parts of their plan. Because to me, there's something really thrilling about having.
Why are we telling a Sherlock Holmes story?
To me, there's something really thrilling about seeing a genius with a big plan, all bit by bit fall into place. To me, that's a really good. When you said, oh, like a lot of times I feel like you try to build characters that are just too good, that are good at everything. Sometimes I'm like, where are the stakes for that? But a good way to do the stakes for that is he is just so good at everything. But
I don't want to make him so good at everything. That's the thing, is he's trying to do something unique. He's trying to do something that everybody's telling him that is foolish to do.
Okay.
Is more the thing. He's more
who's
of a risk taker. The fans on both sides of his.
You know what I mean? Like if we're writing down characters, how does that represent? It's Twitter, right? It's
his
like
agent.
Okay.
His agent is like wanting to dump him because they're into class. They only do classically trained musicians and all that, and not
right. But why wouldn't you just dump me?
Because there's no other agent that's willing. Like, he's not that big. He was lucky to have gotten the agent in the first place.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, there's a bunch of different ways you can go about this besides it being his parents. I know. I keep going to the parents because that's where.
I just think, his sister, his best friend, he's in this world forever, and then people are like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" He built his whole life here,
I'm not even a fan of the mask. I don't know.
Okay.
It makes it seem too superhero-ish.
But this is something that we're giving up after the first episode and a half. This is his status quo when he starts, and then he's going to transition away from it, right? Like that's the whole deal. Well, let's give up that. I just don't know. I feel like a story of someone trying to break in. We need an angle on it because. Is it like Atlanta? Is it like we can't watch him just slowly write his music and get more acceptance? That doesn't like what are the interpersonal angles? What are the what's the cliffhanger at the end of an episode? Is it Entourage? To me, it feels like we're at Entourage now.
No, I'm more kind of along the lines of feeling like a biopic, but not actually being a true biopic.
Okay, so it's like Mr. Holland's Opus.
I don't know enough.
Okay.
But I don't know, maybe your idea seems to be better.
What?
Of like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe something happens to him that he loses his hearing.
Okay. Like a flashpot goes off by his head.
Yeah, maybe. No, because I was gonna say maybe that's it. The stakes could be he was doing it secretive, but nobody cared. It's not like that's the big thing. I want if he's doing it secretive against his family and all that, I want the end result to be that they were like, well, why were you keeping it secret?
Okay.
Like, we didn't care.
Right.
Like, if you thought we cared. So, maybe that's it. He's been keeping it secret, and one night at one of the things, a speaker blows behind him or something, like, blows out behind him or something along that sort, and he's, like, his hearing is like ringing, and we slowly show that of like that's our moment of when he started losing his hearing.
Okay.
And No, I feel like he can't lose his hearing.
In the night, right? He can't do it in the night. He's got to do it as part of the orchestra.
No, it can't be part of music at all.
Oh, okay. What if it's a mugging? What if it's like Baby Driver and the gun goes off by his head?
Oh. That might be good. Yeah, because the reason why it can't be either or is because... But, like, you can't have him have any reason to not want to do that music at all and, like, stick to the other one or something like that. But I also want to have him... I like the idea that he plays, like, saxophone or something like that. Something not as bassy.
Okay.
And has to transform
to more. That's a big one.
More drums, and that's why he gets into. And like we establish him getting into electronica because he had it's something that just has that bass.
Oh, so he wasn't living the double life before.
He wasn't living the double life, and he starts living we see him slowly start to live the double life secretly. I think if we establish it in the show. It's a little.
And let's put the second character in right from the bat, and we're seeing their two different lives, and they encounter by the end of the first episode. You know what I mean? Like, I still want to give him an uptight orchestra girlfriend.
Yes.
To me, that's really.
But if we establish that the thing is, if we establish that he's doing the secrecy during the episode, I'm a lot more okay with that than it already
the drugs, like the full deal. I think that's great, and I think by the end of the first episode, he's still doing the secret thing. It's not the, I think that's good.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we have a doctor's appointment where it's clearly not getting better; it's getting worse, and that's just, like I don't know. We do call to action later. And I want him to have a sister. I want her to be like the girl from Hacks. I want her to make fun of him. I want her to be like kind of like a fun, like make fun of. She's the one who's like.
What if she's like a country singer?
What?
What if she's also in the music world as like a country singer?
Okay. It's not about me. But I just want her to be like the girl from Hacks. I want her to be like when the double life comes out. This who's like. Why didn't you? And I wanted to be like kind of making fun of him and sing his like, oh, the system is down, like as they were driving away. Like I want that kind of relationship between them. You know what I mean? Like,
that's why I feel like country music would be pretty good. It's
okay,
or no, could be maybe she's a comedian.
That to me. It's like she's somewhere in the academia, not in that, but like in the NPR world, like in that kind of like. Like it's like not Tig Notaro, but it is like it's like that level of like the people who like Tig Notaro like her. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I think that's really good.
Oh, yeah.
And also that the lead from Hacks, she wants to be a comedian, right? Like that's just pitches to what I said. I also picture Siobhan. I'm really picturing like a red-headed actress.
Yeah. That's it.
And the parents are aging hippies. Like, they're also that kind of, like, stuffy, but, like, that they have that hippie to them. Because they're, like, I don't necessarily know about that. But we don't even have to have the parents. You could be right, the parents aren't in this.
No, I think the parents are what you would assume to be stuck up. Mm-hmm. But they turn out to like it's like we didn't care.
We came up in the 60s. Calm down.
Yeah.
Like again, they're like professors. They're like really highly respected, like that kind of or something. But like, and you like you say, you would assume they're stuck up, but they're also,
The dad is like, I love the theremin as much as anybody else.
Yeah. Okay. Composer, his protege. We also have to build out a whole deal for the protege because we have to give her a full episode.
Okay,
before.
What if the dad was a composer as well? And that is...
Yeah.
No, let's flip the script on it.
What?
The mom was the composer.
Okay.
And the dad is like a cello. It was like played an instrument in the orchestra, and that's how they met.
So it's the same as the main character and his current girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to have kind of like a reflection that like...
Yeah. He was the first... I kind of want to... Like, we do have a friend who's really in this world.
Yeah, we'll ask more
Yeah,
information about
to be
this.
like, okay, he's kind of like a hippie kind of guy, but he's kind of like, what instrument does he play? You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's that kind of thing. She is a DJ. Trying to make a name for herself in the nightclub scene. And a drug dealer. Huh? Not like but like he gets from her. Maybe that's how they also, there's like a connection there. Like, we do want to separate her from his world a lot. We want this to also be a...
I feel like the protege is a vocalist. Okay.
No. I like that. That makes sense, but to me that does go down that kind of typical path. You know what I mean? To me, she makes beats, right? Isn't that a thing? Can't she be the person who's making the... To me, it's something she can't be doing her normal thing in the classical music world. She's got to be bringing something fully in.
That... Yeah.
She's got to...
She's just a producer.
Yeah.
She just comes in, like... she just comes in. I've seen a couple of people, like, she just has a drum pad type thing, and she's got like different notes all set up, like different samples and all that set up to each button, and she can play different samples.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
that.
Exactly.
And she's putting together beats.
She's like a Reggie Watts, but she's not doing it on. But she's not like.
Yeah.
It's not for comedy purposes, really.
Yeah, and. But I also, like, I feel like also, like, the big thing that I kind of want is that she's also a vocalist. I do like she's doing both. Like, she's just an all-around musician, because it's the one thing that classical tends to not have is that vocals.
Okay.
And maybe that's something that, like, we like...
What if we split the genders?
Oh, it doesn't matter, dude.
The composer is a female and the protege is a male. For some reason, the thing of finding the female vocalist that's what's like causing me to hold up. You know what I mean? It becomes like a little bit of a Lady Gaga, like the Star Is Born type of deal.
No, but I don't want her to be. Again, I don't want her to actually be. That's her skill.
Right.
She could be like Bob Dylan type vocalist. Like, not this. Like, we can tell that she's not actually a good singer.
Okay.
Or she could be a rapper.
Right. Oh, I could make her a rapper.
Like, that's kind of what I'm. She's doing like a spoken word or something like.
Loses his hearing in an attempted mugging, or he starts to lose his hearing
After.
Okay. Is a musical prodigy and star composer. So loses hearing after attempted mugging, and starts to self-destruct. He transitions to percussion and really falls for club music scene. Adopting a...
I feel like it's more so, because it's that drum and bass. So it's more so, the hip-hop scene.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because it does seem especially after watching that explained, it does seem like every genre is trying to take on eventually takes on hip-hop, adds in hip-hop more
That's
and more.
true.
If you want to go more mainstream.
False persona. He starts to DJ at night and becomes addicted to club drugs. Usually he hatches master plan to stitch two worlds together. She is the black sheep non-musician of the family and works as a stand-up comedian. She is the first instrument in the composer's orchestra. They are a real power couple, just like his parents. She doesn't understand what has been happening to him since the mugging.
Okay.
Okay.
So where would this take place?
New York City.
Yeah, you're gonna go to New York City.
Doesn't have to be. It could be.
No, I was on this take place, especially if you're gonna do a mugging. I'm just.
Yep.
Now. Would he be a Broadway composer?
No. You lose all of your.
No, not like. I don't mean for Broadway musicals. I mean, is that where he would be? Is on
No, he'd be like the New York Symphony Orchestra.
Where's that though? Is that West Side? In the West Side?
All right, look it up. Oh. Officially the Philharmonic Symphony based in New York City. It's a concert hall. It's at the Lincoln Center. Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts. This feels exactly right. It's in Lincoln Square.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, perfect. Because I wanted to...
Look, doesn't that look like that kind of yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But this is where, so... we had a location. It was right near Central Park.
Okay, makes sense.
So I think he gets... the mugging happens in Central Park.
Great.
That works. Okay, so we start this off with just him at doing a show.
Yeah.
Starts off with at night with him doing a show at night.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a show at night. He does a show at night, And then he, like, after celebrating, he and his girlfriend are out walking at Central Park. And they get mugged. And, like, they got the gun, the guy's got the gun to the head, and, like, at the last second, like, the gun moves and it shoots. And the guy with the gun who's fired, it shot accidentally.
Yeah.
And he panics and runs away.
Right, but no, here's what it is. The show ends.
Yeah.
And he's backstage, he's kind of whatever, and he's humming something. It's like... And then they're like, hey, you gonna come celebrate? And he's like, what's that? And they're like, are you gonna come celebrate? And he's like, no, I'm working something out. I think I'm just gonna walk. And then he goes separate. Don't put the girlfriend with him. And that song that he's working on there is resolved when he puts the hip hop together with it in the next episode or whatever. It's like it starts a little thing. It's like a little thing he's been kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, and maybe he has headphones on so he doesn't hear the mugger. So the guy's like, and he's just completely oblivious. And then that's why it gets so close where he's got the...
I feel like there's, like, you got a good, like, a lot of it there. I just feel like there's some little twist that needs to be done on it.
Okay.
But yeah, I really like it. I really like that.
So I feel like in order to really show he feels like he has a second life, he has to be alone when this happens.
Yes.
He can't share this trauma. Like you say, the guy's going to run away for sure when the gun goes off. Because it goes off by accident. He gets startled somehow. I don't know how.
Okay. What if it's not a gun?
Okay.
What if it was just a punch to the ear?
Okay.
Like, that's the mugging that he gets.
Yeah.
Somebody just comes by and sucker punches him right across the back of the head and steals his wallet. And, like, there's, like, we just see, like, it goes black and we hear a ringing. And we just see, like, the guy run away. Because that would happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Rick Moranis is there helping him up. He's like, I know, this is the worst spot in all of Central Park.
Wow. But yeah, I feel like the gunshot.
I just thought of it because of Baby Driver. It doesn't have to be a gunshot.
No, but I feel like a sucker punch, like if he got sucker punched to the head, it just is like, it feels like it comes out of nowhere as well.
Yep.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Okay.
But I like the, and it also, like, we don't have to deal with that scene as much. We don't have to have
Yeah, exactly. Is finishing his...
But I really like that he's working on something in his head.
Composer's finishing his symphony and receives a standing ovation. Afterwards, he is invited out to celebrate, but he is humming a tune, trying to work out his next piece, and declines, opting to walk. As he cuts through Central Park, Loser is sucker punched by a mugger who That's the thing, he's wearing his headphones after all. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is wearing headphones does not hear the approach of someone who sucker punches and stealing. Maybe he buys a hot dog or something. And that's why his wallet is still in his hand, even. No, because he's too close to the hot dog guy then.
Yeah, no, he's like deep in the.
Phone and headphones. Attempts not to. Hurry.
I could get something good, but all I keep getting is tinnitus, and I don't want tinnitus.
To hip hop and the. Meanwhile, the protege is to get by as a rapper and producer her own. She has to sell seats to get stage time at a crappy stuff is what?
I'm just trying to think of its show title.
Oh.
Because we're
wrapping up.
wrapping up.
So, but before we finish this, or I guess no, we'll do that after. I was just gonna say, what do you think of this pitch? Are we gonna come back to it? Are we?
I don't know. I'm not against coming back, but I feel like this is one of those ones that if we come back, we might have a special guest on with us.
That's true. I think that's a good point. I do feel like it's a promising start. I do feel like it's in a universe that's really well covered, and you and I are not so equipped for it. So I'm a little bit like that. But I do think it's a good start. It's something I would watch, something I enjoy to work on.
That's what I mean. Like this would be something that we'd have to get a guest.
Definitely need a guest. But like I said, I also think that kind of like, someone from one genre is like trying to like. That is like a well-trodden path, I think. Even though
it doesn't have to be that though. We can figure this out.
There's a lot. There's a lot
something here though with this composer who's trying to like just a mirror of like Beethoven of like going deafness, but in a modern time.
That's a good point. Okay, let's think of a title, I guess. So, to me, it's got to follow like an orchestral naming thing. To me, part of me is like the fifth the whatever, and it could be a couple of things because of Beethoven's Fifth, but because like we could kind of go that way where it's Fifth Street maybe, and like you could kind of work in that neighborhood. You could also go something with like
If it's like the Sweet Life.
no, that's terrible.
I know. Okay. What if New York is more of a character in this?
New York's already a huge character in it.
But what if it's more of a character and it's like, what? It seems like you.
I do kind of have something, but I need to do some research. So keep on talking if you have something to say. Yeah, see, Rhapsody in Blue is an orchestral piece. Let's work with the word Rhapsody, because then there's also the rap, and that just sound like you can get people to watch that. What if it's
What if it's like? What if it's like Bohemian, Rap City?
No.
Like,
Rap City could be, but even then it feels like we're writing this to be a more of a like we're pitching it at a higher thing to do a pun in the title.
I know, sure. Bohemian.
We also don't want Bohemian.
City. Rap City. No, that's. What if it is like New York Rhapsody?
That's kind of where I am. Or Manhattan Rhapsody.
No,
Rhapsody in Blue.
Empire.
Rhapsody in something.
Empire. West Side. Midtown.
Midtown Rhapsody. I like
Midtown Rhapsody. Ooh.
No, Empire Rhapsody. No.
West Side Suite. West Side. Oh, what if it's like New York Renaissance?
No.
Or something. No, New York.
Renaissance is art.
New York. What if it's just like the New York era?
No, I want it to be a music word for sure.
Oh, what's our character's name?
That's a good question. Duet. It's something with duet. I just saw duet for piano and orchestra and stuff like that. Like. Maybe that's not what it is.
No, but what if it's like...
It could be his name's second.
No, I was thinking his name's... era. Because it's like the Bach era,
It's not called a Bach. I've never heard it called the Bach era.
But that's what they just... Wherever it was... Oh, never mind.
No, it was like the Romantic era and the
era.
postmodern era and that kind of stuff. Like,
okay, what about the?
20th century classical music. We call it new complexity or new simplicity. Oh.
What about?
Is it something in E flat or something in E major? Then it could be.
I know this is bad. This is not how music goes, and that, but I'm just thinking of something in drop D bass. But I know drop D is only in guitar, is for guitar, not.
It's gonna be. Oh my goodness.
What if it is like?
What?
I was like, tonight. I'm still on tinnitus because of the ringing in the ear.
You can do that.
But and it was just like tinnitus in E minor or something like that.
Silence in D minor. It's silence, not tinnitus. Silence.
Silence. I like that. Silence. But I don't like the...
Rhapsody in silence.
Ooh!
What? That one?
Yeah, Rhapsody in Silence. Perfect. Okay, I'm happy with that. I think we can call that a wrap.
We can call that a wrap. It's Saturday night.
In Silence.
Thanks for tuning in to Wanna Be Showrunners. This one, I think, was a new game when we tried it. I think it gave us a pretty good start right away, right?
It's different.
It was definitely different. I don't know if we'll come back to it, but let us know if you liked it in the chat or on Twitter.
Come back to what?
The game or this pitch.
I think we'll come back to the game.
Good.
I think
Scott likes the game.
I like the game. I think this is just an easy way of doing something different.
It is a good way. So let us know. And thanks for tuning in to us on a Saturday night. From all of us here at Wanna Be Showrunners, don't stop writing.
Don't stop writing.